Let's pick up our review with the leaders of the civil rights movement. Martin Luther King Jr. held a nonviolent philosophy. He used marches, speeches, or boycotting certain things in order to bring about change. His philosophy was different from Malcolm X's because Malcolm X had a violent philosophy, telling people that they needed to rely on themselves instead of waiting for civil rights laws. One of your questions will be about the difference between Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X. And that's because Martin Luther King Jr. held a nonviolent philosophy, whereas Malcolm X believed and encouraged violence. Another question that you'll have is that Martin Luther King Jr. was killed in 1968. He was assassinated. Rosa Parks was famous for her encouragement of the sit-ins at the segregated lunch counters, her bus boycotts, and she was also part of the Freedom Rides. One of your questions will be about her influence. She impacted the bus boycotts and the sit-ins at the segregated lunch counters. We talked about the famous court case, Brown versus Board of Education, that declared school segregation unconstitutional. One of your questions will be to point out this court case, Brown versus Board of Education. Schools were told to be integrated quickly with all deliberate speed. The actual process was very slow. It took several years. One of your questions will be about the time that it took to get things to be desegregated. The process was very slow. It took several years. We talked about the Civil Rights Act, which made it illegal to discriminate in public places. This is all public places. This is schools, this is businesses, restaurants. All public places. We're not allowed to discriminate based on race. That will be one of your questions. It's all places. The Voting Act of 1965 made a ban against denying people the right to vote based on the literacy tests. This act made it illegal to deny people the right to vote based on their result on a literacy test. Every person had the right to vote. You can look back at your notes from week 4 and week 5 in the social studies to help you answer your questions today, or you can rewatch the videos because we went over these questions that you will be doing today. Please let us know if you have any questions.